8 years old. He would go over to the arcade, buy Coca-Colas from the arcade, put them in a case around his neck, walk up and down the street selling to people watching the parade. He was 8 years old. I saw him walking up and said, a kid this aggressive, I want him working for me. He ended up coming in here working for me. He used to clean up and stock the Coke machine and help us with instruments and all that stuff for years. Helped Barney rebuild his roof. Was always there. Yeah. And his grandmother was a fantastic blues piano player and singer in the area of some renown here. Then I met Joe's mom, and yeah, and away it went. 4 years. Yeah, yeah. Then I got a letter from him telling me he was going into the boxing. I about died. I really did. So I didn't write back. Because I couldn't encourage him to do it. It was such a rough sport. And I just went, oh man, I just don't want to see him do that. You know, I always knew it was tough, but I said, man, what a rough game. You know? Yeah, but seemed to do all right. Yeah. But he commanded respect at 8 years old. That's the truth. He was something special. You could spot it on the street. Really could. Yeah. Exceptional man. Yeah. That was 8 years old. And he wasn't, you know. You know, people try to steal his cokes, you know.
What inspired me as a kid really was illustrating my thoughts on that sheet of paper. Life to me like a bossa quid pro quo, something for something, that's the obvious. Flow so sick, don't you swallow it. And my style is salmonella poison positive. You see gang banging, drug paraphernalia, you see things from the streets. So, what you gonna do? You gonna find something that you love to do and have a passion for it, or you gonna stay, you know, mingling in the streets until something major happens? So the moment I defined myself and freed myself was the time I locked myself in the studio and said, you need to do music. I am Kendrick. I am Kendrick. I'm Kendrick. I am Kendrick.
If you can begin to harness yourself and say that where I am, I'm going to do the best I can with what I got, because that is an expression of who I am. If you get into the habit of just being mediocre, it will become a part of your consciousness. If you get in the habit of giving less than what you have it within you to give, it will begin to reflect itself in your personality. It will begin to damage you psychologically. And you don't want to be a part of that kind of self-destructive behavior. And so you want to set some high standards for yourself.
You have to have so much belief in this genius level talent that no matter what anyone says to you, you have to have this focus. So you have to find it. Yes! Then you have to believe in it. Then you can't let nobody put their insecurities and shit on you.
I feel like anybody can do anything they set their mind to. It depends on how bad you want it, and I wanted to do it. You know, at this stage of my life, I don't feel like there's too much that I can't do. I don't mean to sound cocky or nothing, but if I like really want to do it, I don't give up.
You know, I had to convince myself that I'm gonna make it. You know, regardless of how people felt at that time.
Wanted to just prove everybody wrong. You know what I mean? I wanted to make it, and I was gonna make it regardless of what anybody said.
You know, in the beginning, we went to every single label, and every single label shut their door on us. The genius thing that we did was we didn't give up. Man, I swing it and sing it and bring it to light on the mic.
Recognize y'all, check it.
We didn't say, because these guys, you know, we use that what do they know approach. You know, we didn't give up at that point. I think that, you know, that was the genius thing we did. We started selling our own CDs and we built our own buzz, and then the record company came back to us.
So you're not waiting, you're out there actively making things happen for yourself. And that active spirit of making things happen for yourself is incredibly powerful. If you have that attitude, like I'm just going to do whatever it takes to make it, you know, you're going to have a chance to kind of create the circumstances that you desire.
What do you want to drive? How do you want to live? Stop just waking up like an accident. What do you want? And then once you find out what you want, spend the rest of your natural life waking up and going after it. There is no excuse for not living up to your fullest potential. No excuse. And I stopped being a victim. I stopped saying I've got to wait for good things to happen to me. And I said I'm going to grind. I'm going to fight. I'm going to work. I'm going to press toward. I'm going to learn. I'm going to do everything in my power every single day. I'm going to do everything in my power to become a victor and not a victim. You know what's so funny? We want people to make guarantees to us, but we're not willing to make guarantees to ourselves. You've never looked at yourself in the mirror and said, you let you down. Until you get to that point, you let you down. You're not brave enough. You want to put it on somebody else. The reason why I'm not successful is because of my boss. Have you ever looked at yourself in the mirror and said, I'm not getting up on time. I'm not going to work on time. I'm not putting in 120% when I'm at work. I let me down. Winners win and losers lose. I can't explain it any better than that. I don't know how it happens, but winners win. And if you create a culture of losing, if you keep being a victim, if you keep letting losing happen to you, if you keep letting people do you and treat you any kind of way, it's going to become a culture. I value myself enough to give 120%. Well, don't do it. That's the problem with some of you. You always want to blame other people. You want to hold other people to the fire, but you're not holding yourself to the fire. You just said you're giving 50%. You owe you an explanation. You owe you an explanation. You need to look at yourself in the mirror and say, why are you only giving 50%? What's wrong with you? You need to tell you that you owe you something.
We can have anything because it belongs to you. If you right and you got good on your side, I really truly believe that nothing can stop you.